You're about to learn how to generate sales from your organic content, in this case, a podcast. It's one thing to start a podcast, it's a whole other thing to have a podcast that consistently brings in clients into your coaching offers and digital products. So today in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn your listeners, your viewers into clients. And yes, if you do it right, it will be an autopilot. So step one is to understand your bottlenecks, meaning there are different areas within your business that I need to be honest about your assessment of how it's performing. When it comes to turning listeners into clients or viewers into clients or anybody into clients, there are three main steps to that process. And each step will have one or multiple bottlenecks. And those steps are A for attention, C for conversion, and S for sales. Depending on all of these things can be different. So let's take a look at it here. Attention is anything that you're doing to get attention from your client, whether that means your outreach, maybe you're running ads, maybe you're posting short form content on Instagram, for example, or maybe you're posting on your website and you're depending on SEO, or you're posting on Reddit, or LinkedIn, or Twitter. Maybe you're posting long form YouTube videos or podcasts. All of these things here play into you getting attention. No, not all of these forms of attention are the same, and we talk about that soon. But what we want to know now is to assess how strong this attention is, because this could be a major bottleneck in you getting leads and getting sales. All of these pieces here feed into your attention bucket, right? So imagine this is a bucket. And depending on how much attention you're getting, that's going to determine how big that bucket of yours is. If you have a good following, if you get a lot of comments and a lot of likes, all of that is positive indication as to how well your attention is being built. Now here's the reality. There are people who will never engage, and I'm one of those people. I will watch a post, I'll subscribe to your channel, I'll watch all your videos, and I will love every single one, but I'll never leave a like and I'll never engage. And there are people like that. So be aware of that. Not just because you're not seeing engagement doesn't mean it's not working. Every channel, every area of attention that you use, whether it's, like I said, like whether it's YouTube or a podcast or SEO, there is some activity, there's some indication, because there's some percentage of people who actually do engage, who do actually leave comments, who do leave likes, who do reach out by the DMs, who share with others, who save it for themselves, right? So use those measures to gauge how well your content is gaining attention. And this is important because once you know that your engagement is built up and you have an engaged audience, everything else runs downstream of that. Everything in your business runs downstream of lead generation. This is the reality. The bigger the bucket you have is the more potential clients you'll be able to have in your business. But not all traffic is equal. And we get to test that out by moving into the next step, which is conversion. But before we get to conversion, there is something that I like to call the problem zone. You have your audience, they're engaged, and you want to influence them to take some action, move closer towards working with you, taking advantage of your coaching offers, buying their first digital product with you. In the process in between the attention and the conversion, there's going to be a problem zone, meaning this is the area stronger than any other area in this entire process where people are most likely to fall off. They're most likely to drop out. The attention is most likely to wane. They may get picked up by a competitor. They may be turned off by something in the process that's not for them. And so to fix what we have here in the problem zone, there are three things we need to look at. We need to look at the content that you're putting out. We need to look at the identity that you're speaking to. And we need to look at the calls to action that you're using. All right. If any one of these is out of alignment with your audience, they're not going to make it to the problem zone all the way over to your conversion stage. Let's break it down. each of these pieces in the problem zone are basically holes in the bucket. And if these holes are not filled, people are going to leave before they get to the conversion zone. And we'll talk more about the conversion zone and the sales in a second. Let's talk first about the problem zone. Let's talk about identity for a moment. You probably already know this. This is probably very cliched information, but you cannot speak to everybody and hope to get anybody. Unless you're trying to build a Diary of a CEO or some mass market podcast, you're gonna have a hard time picking up clients. These large podcasts, the Chris Williamson Show, Lewis Howes, Diary of a CEO, they all are making a play on sponsorship. So they're going mass market, trying to talk about broad topics that pull in a wide range of people, and in the hopes they can sell them advertisements through sponsorships. They are trying to be the Mr. Beast of the podcast world, right? So they're going after these flashy things, these huge productions, these massive teams, all these effects, all the hours they spend cranking on the thumbnails, all of that production, because they want to get as much people to watch their videos as possible, as much people to listen to their podcast as possible. And then from there, they can then sell them their sponsorships, their affiliate stuff, all of that. You as a niche podcaster, you as a niche business with a very specific skill set to serve a very specific type of person needs to know that you're not playing that game. So you don't want a massive audience, you want a very niche audience. You want a small audience that's very well honed and tuned into your message, and it's actually a one-to-one mapping for what it is that you're trying to offer in your digital products, in your coaching offers. And me personally, the type of client I go after is one that can afford my services. So someone making $25,000 a month and above is going to be in a very comfortable place to afford the type of services I provide. And that feeds into another part of identity, which is the language. If you speak in the language of your ideal client, they are going to pick up on that like a dog whistle and come running and find what your content very relevant to them. If you don't speak in their language, they'll never, ever, ever be able to hear you and feel like what you're doing is for them, no matter how well produced, no matter how much value you give in your videos and in your podcast. So think about that. And a good hack that I've used, and this is literally, I'm giving a game here. A good hack that I've used to pick up on language is look at what my competitors do. And not just people in my niche, but people who serve my niche with other offers. If I'm trying to attract, high-ticket coaches who are making 25,000 or more a month, I'm looking at people like Iman Gadzi, his business channel. I'm looking at Alex Hormozi, and I'm listening to their videos, not for the content, but for the language that they're using, how they're talking to their people. Because the people that they're talking to, they've already established that they're at that stage, and they're using the dog whistle language, which I need to know, listen to, identify, pick up on, make notes on, and apply that to my content as well. The next hole we need to fill is content. Evergreen content. I just did a video about this. The last video I did is about this. You can take a look at that. But you need to be creating evergreen content so that it's relatable, it's relevant to somebody any day they pick up or find your channel. Or if all of your content is not riding on trends, it's actually evergreen. If someone picks up your channel a year from now, they're going to find the same amount of value that they did that they picked it up a year before, or you're 10 years into the future. So once you're making content that's highly relevant, you're speaking to the problems that they have and the universal problems that your clients have, you're going to fill that hole in your bucket for content, evergreen content. The last hole in the bucket that so many people get wrong is calls to action. If you have a decent audience and they're not converting, there's a great chance that your calls to action are not in alignment. And so this is your opportunity to experiment. What are the areas that you believe your customers have the greatest problem with? Test those assumptions. Go back to your existing clients, your past clients, and test those assumptions and get from them a level of red, orange, and green. Red being the most severe, orange being in the middle, and the green being no pain at all, to determine the level of pain for each problem that they have. And go onto your podcast or onto your YouTube videos or anything and make those call to actions and test different angles based on the severity of the problems. So you want to call out the problems, make a mention that you have a solution, and then direct them on what to do next. There's a great chance that you have people who want to work with you, but you don't put any calls to action. You don't tell them, do this now, do this next, go to this website, click this link, do this. And so they don't, because they're just coming here thinking, okay, you're gonna give me some value, that's good. They won't do it on their own. You have to actually go and tell them, hey, do it. If you're showing up everywhere, for example, you're putting the link in the bio on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and you're putting a copy that says, click this link or something to get this thing, right? You're being very clear about what you want people to do. Don't just put the link there. Put a message about what value they'll get by clicking that link. You're doing the same thing in your description as well. In your descriptions on YouTube, on your podcast, on your website, you're putting very clear call to action there as well. Also, on your videos, if you're doing a video like this one where you're giving value and there are different steps to take, after the first step, you go in there with a 15-second, 30-second ad and you are making a call to action. Same thing. I'm talking to you and I'm saying, hey, if you found this valuable, or if all of this seems like a lot, or if you want help with implementing any of these things, or if this is something that you've been struggling with, I can actually help you. And here's how I can help you. And the next thing I want you to do is to go down to the description down below and click the link and then book a call with me. All that stuff. Make those calls to action after the first point. And then before the video is done, make another call to action as well again. So you're going to do that on the video, and you do an audio one as well on the podcast. Same point. In the middle, somewhere near the middle of the episode on the podcast, the audio podcast, you want to make a call to action. 15, 30-second call to action with a clear, go to the description in this podcast, or head to this link, www. Well, nobody said www anymore. Whatever.com, and you'll take it from there, right? And an important thing, when you're putting these links everywhere, just make sure that you're tracking all of these links. I'm actually going to make a tool and give it to everybody here. So if you're interested in that tool that I'm going to make, you can just put in your offer URL and it'll give you all the links for all the trackable links for YouTube, Instagram, all the platforms, website, everything. And you can just copy and paste and put it everywhere. If you want that tool, I'll make it for you. Just leave a comment down below and I'll do that. Hey, this is Future Paul checking in again. I actually forgot to mention one thing, one area where you need to have your calls to action. And this is my email provider right now, Kit. And I'm going to scroll down all the way to the end. So I'm announcing my newest YouTube video, or one-off. This is an old email. And so I'm writing the copy for it. Here's the video and here's the link to it. And as you can see here, this PS. Every time I have a new video and I put it out to my audience, or if I send a new email to my audience, giving them value, I have this little PS here where I'm just giving them an opportunity to work with me. And you'll be surprised at how well that works. Do it. I think I've covered now the problem zone. I think we've spoken about how to plug all the holes of your content, identity or language, and your calls to action. So now you have a bucket that's full of an audience, that's full of your traffic, which you can now use to enrich all of your other areas, right? And we find industry standard is, when this is all working out very well, between 5% and 8% of people will convert, will move on to the next step, which is this conversion area might be a lead magnet. It might be a webinar. It might be a VSL. It might be a challenge funnel. What else could it be? It could be a free Facebook group. Literally, it could be anything. It's an area where you want people to cross a threshold and take some decision to move closer to you. Now, a mistake people make, for example, let's just say, for example, someone goes to in my case, someone goes to my VSL. They watch my VSL, 5% of people convert and book a call with me. The mistake that people make is that they think that the process is done. But the process is not done. People are less likely to fall out than in the problem zone, but they can still fall out at any point, right? You can still fall out here. And that's because we still need to do a good job of continuing to keep them warm, continuing to engage, and continuing to give them helpful content. So all the things that you used here in your attention zone, for example, your long form YouTube content, your podcast, you want to keep hitting them with that keep giving them YouTube videos, keep giving them podcast episodes, keep giving them value so that they'll be even more warmed up and more excited to get on a call with you. Because they may, if you go through ads, for example, and they go to a webinar, book a call there, you have no rapport with them outside of that webinar. So if they go to the webinar and book a call with you, they're gonna get on that call and they're not gonna be as excited to buy from you. They're not gonna be as warm. They're not gonna be as warm as they possibly can be. But if in the sequence of them getting that webinar, leading up to the webinar, you're giving them YouTube videos, you're giving them podcasts. After the webinar, after the book to call, you're giving them YouTube videos, you're giving them podcasts. They're gonna be so warm because they know who you are, how you work, how you think, what you do, who you help, how you help them. And when they get on that sales call, it's gonna be a walk in the park. It's gonna be almost you taking the order. It's gonna be much easier than if you didn't give them a content in any at all. They may not even show up to that call if you don't constantly engage with them and try to give them value from your YouTube and your podcast and other forms of content here. So you want them to get onto your sales calls with an intent that's more than just curiosity. You want to be on a sales call excited, attentive, and seeing you as a friend. You're moving your position with them from being across from them to being beside them. Both of you together looking at the problem and trying to solve it together. And the final thing is the sales call. You're aiming for a 20% conversion rate. If you can get more than 2 in 10, that's amazing. If you get less, that's that there's something along that path that needs to be improved upon. Whether that means your email sequence that you're sending the value, or identity mismatch. Maybe it's an identity mismatch somewhere along the line, as I mentioned. Maybe it's your holes in the bucket. Somewhere the right customers are leaking out and not making it all the way through. So double check on all those pieces. If people make it all the way through from attention, conversion, and sale, and you come out at 20%, then you know that all you need to do is to grow your audience even more, to make that market even bigger, to then enrich your process all the way down like a waterfall, all the way to your sales. The last step, last but not least, is check in with your energetics. Emotions like passion and care travel through media. And I know it sounds woo-woo, but it is true. So the question I have for you is, do you wish your audience well? Do you genuinely want to help them? I believe that is the case. But if you are going at this process and it is confusing, it is frustrating, it is tearing your life apart, driving you crazy, that is going to also seep in, and like sepsis, is going to destroy the entire system. So my advice to you is take my full permission and scrap everything and find a way to do this that is fun for you to do. If it means that you're gonna go on camera and just talk and put it out unedited, do that. If it means you're gonna script it from top to tail, put together a teleprompter and just record straight to that thing and then have someone take care of all the complicated parts, you do that as well. If you want to do it short bursts, or you want to go on long, hour-long conversations, do what fits. If you want to record at the beach, do whatever is fun for you, because that is what's going to translate through the medium. Than if you're going to fit yourself, to force yourself, to fit into some mold that just doesn't work for you, doesn't align with you, that isn't fun for you. So I hope all of this helps. If you made it all the way here, I am Paul. I run a company called Amazing Gains, and we help high-ticket coaches just like yourself, consultants, people who have digital products, online business owners, to build and grow online organic content machines like a podcast that generate them leads and in turn those leads into clients. If you do want help with generating your content, your leads through a podcast, let me know. Go in the description down below. Click that link. You will watch a video if you want, or go straight to book a call, and then book a call, let's talk, and you join my program. If you just want to stay for more value, there's more value. We have 15 episodes in the podcast. This is 16 right now. Check out the playlist and get your fix there, and I'll see you over there.